Yeah, I don't know why we didn't look at the walls.
Oh shit, this didn't even go in.
Yeah, I don't know why we didn't cut it a quarter inch shorter.
A quarter inch? Why would we cut it a quarter inch?
Shorter because we had such big things to hold.
I gotta use something to knock this in.
I know, but look at what we've done and up there.
Okay, we'll clean it up. We've fixed everything else and you're worried about that?
But if it was just a couple of millimeters shorter, it would have just gone in without us having to smash.
Right off.
Because we gouged it. But don't keep peeling.
Well, you have to take the paint off so you can have a flat surface.
This is us, guys. 1 step forward, 10 steps back. This is the difficulty of trying to do a project of this magnitude without any of the tools that you need. Bubbies, did we wake you up?
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay, we're coming in. We sanded. We
cut and sand.
We cut and sand. It's uneven and wiggly, but
yeah, yes.
Here, let me see.
Fix the wall.
It's uneven and wiggly, but we're hoping that we can kind of hide that. Wait, before we do that, make sure the crunchy, ugly part is at the back.
How is this? I don't understand.
You have to have it straight and go up straight, up and over. You have less wall now anyways on the right side.
How can it still be snug?
It's okay.
Like, it doesn't make... Well, it's not okay because, like, how much can we cut?
No, that's perfect. That's perfect because it won't go anywhere, at least. But we'll just have to caulk that.
Oh my God.
It's never ending. Things are either too long, too short. So frustrating. And with me being a perfectionist, it really gives me anger and anxiety.
So it was
just to be honest.
It was a 16th more than 58 and a half. So the guy that cut it at Home Depot again cut it more than what he should have. And now. And
we should have done an 1/8 or a 16th of an inch less because we knew our closet was crooked. So that's it. We were supposed to place the shelf and paint and be done. But now we're gonna have to be patching holes, sanding, repainting the walls, and we're gonna have to figure out what to do with that because that really bugs me. Okay, so we patched up the wall here that we marked up from putting the shelf in, and over here this really big patch. And this part of the shelf that had a really big gap, it was just an eyesore, so I found like just a scrap little thin sliver of wood on the garage floor. I shoved that in there and then I wood filled it. So that has to dry, then I can sand it and then I'll be able to paint it. And once that wood filler is dry, I'll be able to caulk this bracket here. Jim caulked this bracket so it looks, you know, tight. And I was supposed to like give this a second coat of paint by now, but I figured just wait until all this patchwork and stuff and wood filler is dry, and then we'll be able to do that. So I wanted to show you all of the decor I have for the mudroom closet so far. I like to lay everything out like this to make sure everything works and flows together and nothing clashes. The very first thing I purchased were these boxes, and I love how it had all three of the colors I wanted for the space: the gray, the white, and the brown. And I knew anything else that I'd purchase with any one of these colors, it would all tie into these boxes. So I initially bought 8, 4 for along the bottom of the bench, and then another 4 for up top on the shelf. They look beautiful at the bottom, but they don't fit on the top of the shelf. Not because there's not enough space. There's 17 inches from the shelf to the ceiling. These are only 12, but they're too big to kind of, you know, put up in there because of the door frame of the closet. So I'm gonna have to return those extra 4. And at first I was so upset because I'm like, oh, no, I'm gonna have to find something else. But it was a blessing in disguise, because now that I think about it, it would have been so boring to have the same 4 boxes on the bottom, the same 4 boxes up top. It would be better to have a different texture. So I found these little wicker baskets. I saw ones like this on Amazon. They were like $30 each. Actually, everywhere I looked, they were like $20, $30 each, and not much bigger than this. So these were $4 at the dollar store. Such a great find. And 4 fit along the front, like 4 fit along the shelf. So it's perfect. But because they're not too deep, another row of 4 can fit behind. So there was only 5 at the store, so I purchased 5, but I'm going to go back another time and purchase another 3 so I can have 8 baskets. All you'll see is the, you know, the front row, the space, because it's so high you can't see behind it. But this will provide, like, another row of baskets will provide just extra spots to place things that you want out of sight, like hats, scarves, little knick-knacky things that you don't want anybody seeing and make your house look messy. So I thought that was great, and I'm so happy that I'm going to bring in a different texture, but it's also like, it also works. It ties into the brown of the handle, ties into the brown of the pillow that I had got, because the pillows were like the next thing I purchased. So yeah, I love how the pillows all work now that I see them with the rest of the stuff. You know, we've got the cream or ivory, we've got the gray, we've got the white and brown, ties in really well with these boxes. And now with the other stuff I got, these two things, these 2 pieces of decor, the clock and the frame, I have 2 feet on either side. So you have your bench, the backing with the hooks and your shelf, but the 2 walls on each side are blank and bare. So I thought to hang something on each side would look cute. Now, I'm thinking this might be too dark. We don't want the sides to stand out too much, maybe something lighter for the sides. So I'm gonna have to see if they work when I just place it up there. But Jim and I just really loved the look of the rope and the wood, and then like that little decal hook. We really love the look of it, but this is the only thing that I'm not 100% sure will work. I'm thinking this will be too dark for the sides, just for what I'm going for. Kind of wanted the sides a little bit lighter. But this one, I think this will work on the other side, especially if I put like a white floral print in the center. This kind of soft grayish brown or rustic wood won't be too dark, but this clock is a little bit too dark. So I'll see how it works. You've seen the hooks before. I love that I went bronze. I didn't want to go black. I'm a silver stainless steel type of girl. I like everything white, gray, and stainless steel in my house. But as I'm getting older, I don't know what it is, I'm just loving having accents of warmth. These pussy willows are for the wreath, because I was looking for a cotton wreath and I was finding them online for like, the cheapest one was $50. They were mostly like over $100, and I was just not feeling it. For some twigs and cotton, not interested. So my sister was like, why don't you just make something? You'll probably get it nicer and closer to what you want if you just make it. So again, at the dollar store today, I found these little pussy willow twigs, and they kind of bend. There's like a wire in here. So I'm thinking I can just bend it into a wreath, and we'll see how that works. If it doesn't work, my dollar store backup is this little wooden wreath. I like it how it's like a very light grayish brown. It's actually mostly gray. I don't know, it's very soft. I don't like orangey brown, you know what I mean? I like grayish brown. So this might work, but it's a little bit small. So this was just a backup, but still some great dollar store finds. Basically everything is dollar store, Walmart, or Amazon. Oh, I forgot about these. I was thinking this was so cute. Everything's so cute. But these little, are they called? Oh, pine cones. This little rope with the pine cones, how adorable. But if it's too much with the wreath, I might just hang them outside my front door. This is too orangey, so I'm not gonna put these, probably put these on my front door. But we'll see if the white ones work well hanging on one of the hooks, or if I'll just put them outside as well. But either way, I'm loving this warm coziness. Oh, it's all coming together. I'm so excited. I hate that we're kind of behind a day because of that shelf giving us problems, but we're almost there, guys. We're almost at the decor stage. So while my wood filler is drying, I'm taking this time to make my wreath. I'm basically just taking one stem at a time and then curving it into a circle, and I'm staggering them. So I've gone about halfway so far, and I'm just gonna keep curving them and then placing it a little bit further down each time, a little bit further down. So I'm about halfway. So I used most of the pussy willows, and this is the thickness that I got. I actually didn't have, you know, a very thin wire to attach each one that I placed so that it could stay together. So I just kind of did the curving and I put it together, and I thought, okay, well, if it's light enough, I'll be able to just put a wire after when I get it, but I don't think it'll work that way. I'll try. And then I have these little pieces to add on here and there if I need to hide the wire. But if it's not working, I'll just have to start again. But at least all the pieces are curved and done. And yeah, I think it'll look nice. It might be a tad big for that space, to be honest. So I'll, you know, make sure it looks good and I don't have to make it smaller or see what I can do. But this was the look I wanted, so I'm glad that I found these at the dollar store. Okay guys, so the second coat of paint is now on and it's looking pretty good. I don't think I'll need to do a third coat unless I notice something as it dries, maybe in that corner where, if you remember, I had to wood fill that corner because there was such a huge gap. But it's looking pretty decent and I don't think we'll really notice. The only thing we still have to do is put trim down at the bottom in the front, and since I have enough, I'll put it on each side where there's gaps. Not that you'll see that because there's going to be boxes in the front, but knowing there's such a huge gap there will really bug me because everything else looks so tight and seamless, and that's like such a huge, I mean, if I had to buy something, I probably wouldn't, but I have it from the closet, so I'm just gonna put it in there. Probably not now, maybe in a couple weeks when I muster the motivation to do more of that kind of stuff. Right now, I'm just dying to get the hooks on, dying to decorate. So I'm gonna let this dry all day long, and when Jim has finished work, we'll probably be able to put the hooks on. And I don't know if I'll be able to decorate yet. We will see. I really don't want the paint to be tacky. It's been so humid here this whole week that even like this frame that we painted 2 weeks ago is still pretty tacky. So yeah, we'll just wait and make sure that it's super dry before I decorate, because I don't want to ruin anything that I purchased. So yeah, there we go. Ta-da!